Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. I am back with a yearly favorites. I can't believe it's been a whole year since I did my last one. And instead of doing a December favorites, I thought I would do a whole 2017 beauty and skincare and hair care favorites. There will be a fashion one coming up very soon, but for now I thought I would do one that's kind of more beauty because there was so much to get through that I thought I would do kind of two separate videos for this. It's been an unbelievable year. Like, I cannot believe how much things have changed since I did my last 2016 favorites. Firstly, with the setup, my videos, it obviously looks a whole lot better and you guys have definitely appreciated that. So yeah, it's been quite a hell of a year, but I don't want to ramble on anymore because there's a lot of beauty to get through. I want to tell you everything I've been loving. Some stuff is new, some stuff hasn't changed from last year, but I'm going to go through all categories of kind of makeup, skincare, beauty in general, and go through what has been my absolute standout product for this year. I'm trying to kind of focus on products that I have discovered this year, but if there's not been anything that's kind of really stood out for me, then I'm definitely showing you what my holy grail has been, even if I'm repeating myself from last year. So without further ado, let's get straight into this video. But before that, don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you already haven't. I upload twice a week and I would love to have you with me for 2018. Okay, we're gonna start everything off with the makeup because I think that's my favorite category and I cannot wait to tell you about the stuff that I've been loving this year. And the first thing I'm gonna talk about is primer. This has been definitely an update to my makeup routine. I was not a primer girl. I never used to use primer, but I started using this professional one, which I got, I want to say over the summer, I think, when I went to Spain. I was traveling and I got it in the airport because I thought, you know, everybody's raving about this professional primer. And I saw this little mini one in the airport and I thought, why not get this and try it out? And I have to say, it goes a really long way. I've had this one since the summer and it's still going. I mean, there's very, very little left, but there's still a little bit left in there. And I have to say that it's definitely changed my idea of primer. I only apply this one down my T-zone, but I have to say that when I do apply it, my makeup does last longer, especially down this area, which is kind of more oily for me. I don't apply it on the rest of my face because I feel like I don't need it. It isn't a drying primer, but at the same time, it just kind of removes kind of any shine or oil from your skin, but it doesn't leave your skin super dry, because when my skin goes really dry, it does look kind of quite flaky. So this one is kind of a nice balance in between. It leaves your skin feeling super, super velvety, and it goes on like a very nice cream. It blends in really nicely. It doesn't feel kind of silicone-y or sticky in the least. It just glides on really, really beautifully. And yeah, it just has a really, really lovely finish to it. I really, really like this one. And I've definitely converted and now I always wear it underneath my makeup. Moving on to foundation, I am still loving my YSL Touche Éclat foundation, which I talked about last year and which I will, I think, rave about forever because I love that foundation. It's glowing, but it's not oily. It's kind of sheer coverage, kind of my perfect foundation. But my discovery this year has been the Fenty Beauty foundation. I have never been one for matte finishes on foundations except when my skin was crazily oily when I was super young. But now I just kind of tend to like more kind of dewy finishes and I like to powder it down as opposed to having a very, very matte finish foundation because I don't like my foundation to look cakey. I find that I apply quite a lot of concealer. If you guys have seen my makeup tutorials, I will link one on the screen now so you guys can have a watch if you haven't seen them. I do kind of conceal quite a lot, especially because I have a lot of darkness underneath here. And because I go in kind of with concealer and contour and all the rest of it, I don't want my foundation to be heavy. So I want something that's going to be kind of very light coverage underneath, and then I'm just going to kind of go on top with that. But I have to say, this one was a matte finish foundation. I was on the fence about it. I thought, I'm not going to like it. It's going to be too matte. It's not going to look nice. It's going to look too heavy. But I have to say, mixed in with the YSL Touche Éclat, it is amazing. This one is my perfect skin match. Like, the color is just perfect. It's not too yellow, even though it has a yellow undertone. It does have like a little bit of a peachy hint to it. So it just kind of brings up my color a little bit and it just makes it a little bit more kind of peachy and sort of warm, because otherwise my color is very, very yellow. So this just kind of gives me a nicer complexion, and mixed in with the YSL Touche Éclat, it just has the most beautiful finish. It's matte, but it's not crazily matte because the YSL sort of makes it a little bit more glowy, but at the same time it's very long lasting. It's great for a night out because it just makes your makeup last on a long, long time. You can apply it definitely without primer, but with the primer it just is the perfect combination and it's a great foundation. Moving on to concealer now, I have to say nothing has changed, and my favorite is still this Clé de Peau concealer. I mean, this one is very pricey. I've had this for about 6 months and it's still going pretty strong. It's just such an amazing concealer. I mean, it's super expensive. I think it's about £70, but I haven't been able to find anything that matches this. It is just buttery, has amazing coverage, it glides on like a dream, it's so easy to apply, although I have to say most of the time I apply it with a brush just so that I don't kind of waste any product. I find like this, you sometimes apply too much and then you sort of blend it out and just end up wasting it, and it's so expensive, you don't want to be wasting anything. I have it in the colour Ochre. It's just the most beautiful concealer. It's radiant, it's illuminating, but it doesn't kind of look greasy or oily. It blends in really nicely, but at the same time it's got amazing coverage, so I have to say I haven't found anything like this yet. I think this one is going to be a favourite for a long time. For cream contour, a real discovery this year, and that has been relatively recent as well, is this contour wand by Charlotte Tilbury. It's the Hollywood contour wand, and I have it in the medium dark. I've spoken about this product quite a lot recently, and I just love this. I mean, I loved the LA Girl Pro Conceal, don't get me wrong, it was a great affordable option, but I have to say sometimes I did break out because it was a little bit oily. It wasn't crazy, but I did break out sometimes, and it was a lot harder to blend. Like, you really had to work with your beauty blender to blend it. Whereas this one, it just blends in like a dream. I mean, the applicator is great. You just have to kind of squeeze it out from here, and then with the sponge, you just apply it onto your face. It's kind of warm, but it's not too warm. It doesn't look kind of dirty or muddy. It just has like a really nice kind of cool and warm mix that's perfect for my skin. It's so easy to blend. It's kind of quite thin in consistency, but it still has quite a lot of pigment. You can blend it, you can build it up. It's just, it doesn't break me out. It doesn't look oily. It just looks so natural. You can definitely kind of build it up and when you're wearing it with foundation, but if you want to wear it with just like a BB cream or even with bare skin, it just looks great and it blends in so easily. I just absolutely love this product. I think it looks so natural and it's such a real contour. Like, it actually looks like you have a shadow on your face. So this one has been one of my most favourite products of the year, and I would highly recommend this. Moving on to cream highlighter. This is something I never used to use before, but I discovered this summer the MAC strobing cream, and this one is in the colour Gold Light, and I love this product. I love to mix it in with foundation if I want to thin it out a little bit, or with my BB cream if I want to just kind of thin it out a little bit and make it a lot more natural, and I just really love it. I think it looks so great. It even looks great if you want to mix it in with your moisturizer just to give your face a little bit of a glow. It has like a very kind of subtle kind of hint of golden glow. It's nothing too kind of glittery or sparkly. It looks very subtle, but it just makes your skin look like it's lit from within. It blends in so easily. It's got sort of a gel formula to it, and it just blends in so easily with fingers, and it just looks so natural, but at the same time just gives you such a beautiful glow. And I love to mix it in with foundation, with BB cream, or even just with moisturizer. Moving on to setting powders now, and I have to say a real discovery for me was this by Terry powder. I've definitely hit pan on this one, and that's because I've loved it so much. It was a limited edition, but they have a very similar dupe now, which I will link down below. This one is the Imperious Wilder Pearl. It's such a beautiful powder. I mean, it has sort of 3 colors. I don't know if this was actually from this year or last year, but I mean, I've been loving it this year as well if it was. It has like a more neutral kind of skin tone, and then it has a more yellowish tone, and then a more bronzy tone here. And they have a very subtle glow to them. They used to sell this as a highlighter, but I've always used it as a setting powder. For me, it's a bit too subtle as a highlighter, but as a setting powder, it just gives my skin a very natural glow. It doesn't kind of make it look kind of dull or too matte. I just sort of mix in the 3 shades, and it just gives me a really beautiful kind of lit from within glow, but at the same time, it sets my makeup. So I find it great as an all-over powder, and By Terry products are just such a dream. The quality is amazing, the packaging is beautiful, and it's the first By Terry product I've tried, and I really loved it. Another setting powder I'm still loving is the Laura Mercier Secret Under Eye Brightening Powder. It is a loose powder in like a white, sort of very finely milled powder. It just sets under my eyes beautifully. I kind of pack it on with a beauty blender, and I find it just leaves the most flawless finish. I then sort of dust it off, and it doesn't kind of dry me out too much. It really brightens, but it doesn't kind of any sort of illuminating kind of greasy looking element to it. It just sort of really brightens, sets my makeup beautifully. It won't budge the whole day. My concealer never creases. Ever since since I started packing this on with a beauty blender and then just kind of taking off with a brush, I just find that this looks so flawless, like it never did before when I used sort of pressed powders to set this area. I just really love this powder. I think it's such a good product, and it's a cult product for a reason because it is so good. Moving on to contour powder now. The Radial contour powder, as you can see, this is pretty well loved, has been a real favorite this year. I mean, to start off, the packaging is just absolutely stunning. I had never tried Radial products before, but my mum actually got her hands on the contour powder and the bronzing powder, and I tried it from her, and they were such good quality that when I ran out of mine, I definitely went to get my hands on this. It is a very cool toned contour powder, but I find that because it's so finely milled, it just looks so natural and so beautiful on the skin. I use a warmer sort of cream contour underneath to make it look a little bit less ashy, but it just leaves a really natural finish. As you can see, it contours really beautifully, and yeah, super finely milled. You do get quite a lot of product. It is quite expensive. I think it's around £60, but this one's lasted for like well over 7 months, and it's still going strong. Moving now on to highlighting powder. My Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in Champagne Pop is still my favorite. I love this powder. I mean, it is such a wonderful highlighting powder. It just has like a beautiful sort of rosy golden glow. It looks quite a lot on the pan, like too intense, but if you use it sparingly, it just blends in like a dream. It doesn't look kind of sparkly, glittery, like disco ball type. It's so finely milled that it just blends in super beautifully, but it does give you a really beautiful kind of golden glow. It looks amazing as an eyeshadow as well if you really want to kind of pack it on and make it really intense. The pigmentation is really great, but at the same time, it's like I said, it's very finely milled. And yeah, I just love the kind of golden hue it gives my skin. Like, I think it's a great powder, especially for olive skin tones. Looks really beautiful, and just kind of, you can build it up and make it look very intense if you want to, or if you want like a very subtle sort of glow, you can use it like that as well. So it's definitely my favorite highlighter. Moving on to blush now, a discovery I made this year. I know I'm pretty late onto the bandwagon, but I'd never tried it, was the Orgasm Blush by NARS. And I mean, I got it in the limited edition packaging, which was very nice. I hate NARS packaging though, because it just gets so kind of dirty and mucky so quickly. But I have to say, this was really beautiful. I had tried NARS blushes before, and they were very nice, finely milled, really easy to blend, but I'd never tried this one. I tried a matte one, and I was kind of on the fence about it. I mean, I liked the texture, but it was just a little bit too much. This one is very glowing. It's got like a bit of a golden glitter running through it, but nothing too intense. It doesn't have a lot of pigment. It looks quite natural, but I really like the shade. It's a really beautiful sort of corally color, kind of with a little bit of hint of pink to it. A peachy coral, I'd say. And yeah, I mean, I really love the kind of golden hue. I think it looks great, especially when you're tanned. And yeah, I've been layering this over my Ecstasy blush from Charlotte Tilbury, and I think it looks fabulous together with that. But otherwise, it's been a real discovery for this year, and I have been reaching out for it loads. Moving on to eyeshadows, a recent discovery, but the real discovery for this year has been these ones by Victoria Beckham. I absolutely love this range she's done with Estee Lauder. The packaging is stunning, but most importantly, the quality of the eyeshadows is incredible. They are pretty pricey, but the quality is amazing. This one is her Eye Ink in Black Mirror. I think that's how you say it. And it's a really beautiful sort of sparkly black with a bit of kind of a sort of bluish, silverish shimmer running through it. But the most amazing thing of this eyeshadow is that there is no fallout. I cannot believe it. The pigmentation is great, but there is no fallout. It just stays put on your eye. It blends in super beautifully. The pigmentation, like I said, is great, but it's kind of controllable. It's not like the Urban Decay shadows that it's so easy to go overboard, but it blends in really beautifully. It does pack a punch, and I mean, it's so amazing that it's a dark shadow and there is no fallout. I cannot get over that. I have this one in black, which I've been using loads, and then I have this other palette in the nude and blue, which is amazing. I mean, the blue, I've used it and it's a great shade, but I haven't used it as much. But the matte nude is so lovely. It's got like a peachy undertone to it, really brightens your eye. I'm wearing it now on like my crease, and it just looks so amazing, so easy to blend, and just amazing. I really love these eyeshadows. They've been a real discovery for me. Moving on to brows, my discovery for this year has been this Eyelaw palette by Fleur de Force. It comes with like a highlight shade here, which is really lovely. I love love to use this underneath my brow, mixed in with the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector. It looks amazing. And it's also a really nice kind of powder to just sort of blend in any kind of shadow that's fallen around here. And then it has these two shades. The palettes come in different shades. I have the medium color. I mean, I really love the fact that it's customizable. You can make it as kind of intense or as not intense as you want. The powders are really good. They don't sort of go all over the place, pretty pigmented, don't kind of smudge, but they're still sort of easy to blend. And I think the shades are also really good. They're kind of pretty cool tones, so quite true to the color that your eyebrows would be, and they last all day. They are amazing to set pencil and just make it last longer. So I really love this. I mean, I think it's a really dinky packaging as well, and it's a great product, and you get pretty good amount of product for the money. Staying on the topic of eyes, my favorite mascara discovery this year has been the Better Than Sex Mascara by Too Faced. I love this. I mean, it's a great mascara. I really like how volumizing it is and how lengthening it is. It has a great applicator. It's really nice to get into kind of the corners of your eyes as well. It's pretty long lasting. It hasn't dried out, and it's very nourishing. It has like vitamin E, I think, and it just really nourishes your lashes, leaves them really moisturized, and I really like it. And paired with my trusty Maybelline Falsies Push-Up Drama, together they just give you the most incredible voluminous lengthened lashes ever, and I just love these two together. For eye pencil, a discovery this year has been the Chantecaille eye pencil. I don't actually have one with me because I ran out of mine, but I'll put an image on the screen now so you guys can see it. It's a great pencil. I find that it's really black. It is smudge proof. It's easy to blend before it sets, but once it sets, it just kind of stays put. It doesn't sort of smudge and go all over your face. There's no kind of fallout, and it doesn't make your kind of face all black. So I really love that one, and I've never tried products from Chantecaille before, but I have really loved this pencil. It's very dark, very black, very intense, but yeah, also stays put and doesn't kind of make you look like a raccoon. For eyeliner, my favorite has been the Maybelline Master Precise Eyeliner Pen. I think it's such a great product. It has a really fine nib, so it's really easy to sort of create the eyeliner look. It is kind of a liquid liner, but it stays very matte. It doesn't look kind of too sort of glossy. I don't like that finish on the eyes. It is very easy to create a line with this. It's very long lasting. It's very black. It doesn't kind of smudge or sort of move around in the day. Once it's set, it's set. And it's pretty cheap for what it is, so I think it's a great product from the drugstore. Finally, for lips, my favorite product for lip liners has been this one from the Victoria Beckham collection as well. It's the color Victoria. I've used this one so much. Paired with Soar, it's amazing. It's a really lovely kind of nude tone, but it has a little bit of kind of brownish, coolish, slightly pinkish undertone as well. I can't describe it. It's just such a perfect nude. It doesn't wash me out, which a lot of nude lip liners do, but at the same time, it's very natural looking, so I can really kind of use it to overline my lips. It's very long lasting. It's super easy to blend, very soft, very buttery, but also stays put and doesn't smudge, which I think is really important on a lip liner, because you don't want it to be so soft that it sort of just smudges all over your lips. I really like this one. I mean, I think it's the perfect shade for me. My favorite lipstick of the year has been this Tom Ford lipstick, and this is the Blush Nude. It's a classic cream finish. It goes on so nice, but it has a very matte finish to it as well. It doesn't look kind of glossy. I think it's such a lovely, such a comfortable lipstick. As you can see, I've used it quite a lot. And yeah, it's just such a really good lipstick. Goes on so easily, very pigmented, lasts quite a long time, is not drying on the lips, and I just really love it. Actually, a funny story with this one is I thought I'd lost this one. When I went to Malta, when I came back, I thought I'd left it in the hotel, and I was absolutely gutted because I used it so much. And then I found it in like a handbag, and I was so happy when I found it because it is my most favorite lipstick that I have this year. Finally, for lips, my most favorite lip gloss has been this one by Guerlain. I love this lip gloss. I also got it in the airport, and it's the color 463 in Gloucester and Fair. I love it. It's a beautiful sort of light pink with a golden shimmer running through it. It makes my lips look so full, so voluminous, and it is completely non-stick. Like, it's the most non-sticky gloss I've ever tried. It feels like a lip balm, but it has a really beautiful glow. It makes your lips look super full. I love the applicator. It's quite small, so it's really easy to kind of get into all the nooks and corners of your lips. And yeah, I just love this kind of peachy pink shade. The golden shimmer, like I said, makes your lips look really voluminous, and I love the fact that it's not sticky. So you can wear it on its own, over lipstick, you can do whatever you want, and it's such a wonderful gloss. I'd never tried glosses from Guerlain before, but I will definitely be purchasing more because I've worn this one so much. Finally, for makeup tools, two discoveries I've made this year. One is this brush by Zoeva. I had never actually actually tried brushes by Zoeva and I'm so impressed. Firstly, I love the fact that it's all rose gold. I think it looks so beautiful. This one is the 104 Buffer Brush. It's really packed, the bristles are so soft, it just goes on so nicely, and I love to use this to apply my foundation all over my face, like a really thin layer, and then I just use my beauty blender to go in, finish blending it out, and kind of add a little bit more foundation wherever I need it. It's such a great brush, it's so soft, it glides on so well, it blends in your foundation so naturally, so nicely, and it's quite big, but not too big, so I can still get into kind of the corners of my face, but it's still pretty big, so I can kind of blend out my foundation really, really quickly. I think it's such a great discovery, and I don't know why I hadn't purchased any Zoeva brushes before, but I definitely will be purchasing more because it was so, so good. And the second makeup brush I've been loving is this one by Charlotte Tilbury. It's the Hollywood Contour Brush. I love this to blend in my contour. It's such a great, it's similar to the Zoeva one, but just a little bit smaller and a little bit less densely packed. It blends in your concealer so well. It's kind of quite small, so you can still kind of fit it into my face. Like, I've got quite small facial features, so this one kind of fits really nicely in there. And then it has this side, which is like an angled brush side, and this is really great to kind of blend in your nose contour. It goes in really well into this area because it's angled, and I think it's such an amazing brush. Super, super soft, blends in so well, and yeah, just a real winner. And this product, which has been a real highlight for me this year, I love wearing fake lashes, guys. I mean, I think they just make all the difference to your makeup, but I don't like the ones that are kind of full lashes and they go all the way into the corner because I find them really uncomfortable, and I also don't like lashes that are kind of too big because my eyes don't have a lot of space in between this bit and that, and it just kind of, they look too dramatic and they look a bit weird. So these ones by Fleur de Force are my favorite. I love these ones. These are the Petite Fleur. They're not too long, not even on the edges. They're so natural, like no one can tell you're wearing them, but they just make your eyelashes look a bit thicker and they look great, especially for daytime. I really love these ones, and they're so easy to apply because they're just half lashes. For me, they're more like 3/4, but if you've got very big eyes, they're just half lashes. The glue in there is really good. I don't even bother with like another glue, and yeah, they're so easy to apply, and they're only like £5, so they're a pretty good bargain. And yeah, I love these, and you always have like 3 for 2 in Boots as well, so they're a great buy. Moving now on to skincare. The first product I've discovered this year, which I've also discovered fairly recently, is the Effaclar by La Roche-Posay. It's a gel mousse, and I had stopped using soap cleansers or gel cleansers or anything like that. I was only using cream cleansers because my dermatologist recommended I stop using anything with soap in it because that would make me break out even more. So I stopped using everything, but recently I was breaking out so much, especially around my forehead and my chin, that I thought, you know, it's because I'm so oily that I decided to go and get this one. And I love the stuff from La Roche-Posay. I use their cream cleanser, and I got this one, which is for oily, sensitive skin, and it's a foaming gel. I use this with my Clarisonic, and I have to say they work like a dream together. It just, I mean, it's gotten rid of so much of my blackheads. I've broken out so much less since I've started using it. It's removed the kind of extra excessive oil. It's actually soap free, so it's really good. It says here that it's for like sensitive skins, and it obviously has no soap in it, so it's not broken me out more. And yeah, I really love it. I think it's really respectful with the skin. It doesn't kind of make me go kind of red or flaky or extra dry in the areas where I'm dry, and I use it literally all over my face, so I really love this one. Moving on to moisturizers, this product has been a real discovery for me. It's the Clarins Shaping Facial Lift Total V Contouring Serum. That's quite a hell of a name. But yeah, it's a really great product. It's basically a product that they initially came out with just for Asia, but I think I first saw it when I went to Japan. But now they have it everywhere in the UK as well. It's a really lovely serum. It has like a very thin texture. It comes out with a pump, which I absolutely love. And it's really kind of thin. You just need a couple of pumps. You rub it into your hands and then you press it onto your face. I featured this in my morning skincare routine, which I will link now on the screen if you haven't watched it. But basically you have to do like this kind of facial massage with it, sort of pressing your face at different points. It just takes about a minute, and this sort of sinks into the skin super, super quickly. I mean, it doesn't leave you feeling kind of oily or greasy or anything. It just sinks in super quickly. But basically what this is supposed to do is it's supposed to depuff your skin and eliminate kind of toxins and just kind of get rid of any kind of lymph that you have and just make you look less puffy, especially in this area. And I'm pretty puffy in this area. I can definitely notice a difference every time I do this. My cheekbones look more contoured. This sort of seems a little lifted. I definitely see a difference, and I think it's such a kind of results-driven product. I think it's great if you are kind of prone to having puffy skin or puffy faces in the morning because you just kind of retain a lot of liquids. This just helps you drain all the liquid. For moisturizer under makeup, the real discovery has been the Armani Prima Glow Moisturizing Balm. I had to read that name, sorry, because it's so long. I was using the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream forever and I loved it, but I decided to try this one, and as you can see, it's been pretty well loved. It's all empty in there. I really need to get my hands on a new one. It's such a beautiful balm. It just moisturizes your skin so beautifully. It gives you a really beautiful kind of glow, but without making your skin oily or greasy, and it's specially designed to sit under makeup and make it last longer. And I can definitely say, I don't know if it lasts longer, but for sure makeup goes on like a dream, because it really kind of moisturizes and plumps your face, but without leaving kind of oily or slippery or anything. It hasn't broken me out, but it does really hydrate kind of any dry areas. I put it over my lips as well, and it just really hydrates them, and I think it's such a beautiful moisturizer, especially if you're going to be using it under makeup. For nighttime skincare, this has been my highlight product of the whole year. It's the Clarins Blue Orchid Face Treatment Oil. It's specially designed for people with dehydrated skin, and it's great. I never thought using an oil on an oily skin would work. Never in a million years would I have wanted to put oil on my face, but I have to say I took this on the recommendation of Amelia Liana, and it's been a life changer. It just kind of, it hydrates the parts that needs hydrating. Like here my skin gets really flaky, and I actually started using it because of that, because I found that my skin here was getting really sensitive, really irritated, really flaky, and it was because it was just so dry. So this one was perfect for dehydrated skin, and I thought, you know what, I'll give it a go. And it hasn't made my kind of T-zone oilier, it hasn't broken me out, it just really hydrates my skin, and every time I put it on in the morning I just wake up with this beautiful glow on my skin. What I do now is I don't use it every night because I found that was a bit too much for my skin. So what I do is I alternate it. One night this and one night a cream which is specially designed for kind of skin that's prone to breakouts, and I find that balance works perfectly for me. But if I'm feeling that my skin is sort of a bit dehydrated and this is feeling a bit kind of sensitive and it's getting red and angry, I definitely use this one. And what I do is I leave it on, and it does leave your skin very oily looking. It doesn't kind of absorb all into your skin. You're supposed to kind of just press it on. So what I do is I leave it on for about 20 minutes and then I just kind of pat off the excess with a tissue, and I find that just works perfectly for me. Moving on to skincare masks, I have 3 that have been real standouts for me this year. This one, I think I'd already spoken about it last year, and it's the Charlotte Tilbury Clay Mask. This is the Baby Skin, and I just love this clay mask, and I've been using it pretty much every week this year, so I definitely wanted to give it a mention. It's such a great clay mask. It's a clay mask like none other that I've tried before. It doesn't dry you out at all, but at the same time it sort of cleanses your skin and gets rid of impurities, and it's great to use on a weekly basis because it doesn't dry your skin at all, even if you're not kind of too oily. I find that a lot of clay masks were too stripping, so they worked great on my T-zone, but they sort of stripped my skin too much in other areas, and sometimes they even led to more breakouts because they kind of removed all the oil from my skin. This one is weirdly hydrating. It doesn't dry to a completely kind of dry and hard finish. It still feels really moisturizing on the skin, but at the same time it sort of clears out kind of impurities. I wouldn't say it's the most potent clay mask out there, but I think it's great for a weekly use, and if you use it regularly, it definitely does make a difference on the skin, and it leaves it kind of glowing and beautiful and clean, and I really love this one. Something I discovered this year is this one by Sephora. I actually got this while I was away. I think I was in Italy when I got this one, but you can get it in any Sephora or you can get it online, and it is their Bubble Mask Detoxifying and Oxygenating Mask with White Tea. It's a very weird mask. Basically, it goes on like a gel and you put it onto damp skin, and then when it's been there for like a couple of seconds, it just kind of foams up into like literally like shaving foam. You need to leave it on for just 3 minutes, which is why I love it so much, because you don't need to kind of leave it on for ages and sort of wait around for it to kind of, you know, work on your skin. You just leave it on for 3 minutes and then you just sort of massage it into your skin and wash it off, and it just gives your skin the most beautiful radiant glow. It's meant to be a glowing mask, like it's meant to give your skin kind of a detoxifying glowing effect and oxygenate your skin so that you get kind of that vibrance back. My skin, because it's olive, it kind of can go a bit kind of grey and sallow sometimes, so I find this is a great kind of booster, like an instant boost to your skin. Finally, for masks, is this one from Mask Bar. Like, you know, I love the masks from Mask Bar. This is their anti-wrinkle sheet mask, and it's a collagen mask. These masks are just so wonderful. I love sheet masks. I didn't like loved them before, but now I think they are so much more effective than like normal masks, and this one's are quite okay. I mean, I think they're kind of £9 for 3 masks, which is pretty reasonably priced. Some of these sheet masks can be super overpriced, but this one is really good and the quality is amazing. You get a lot of product, so you can definitely squeeze out the mask once you're done and just massage that serum into your skin because it's really, really good. This one is really hydrating. It just leaves your skin really like plumped and supple and soft, and kind of it gives you like a bit of a lifting effect actually. I find that when I wear it, it just kind of lifts my features up a little bit and I look kind of more awake and alive. So it's a great mask to pop on before an event. My only gripe with this one is you need to leave it on for about 30 minutes, which is kind of annoying, but they are really good, and the mask kind of does stick quite well onto your face so it doesn't kind of just fall all over the place. And like I said, they're a good affordable skincare product that's very, very good quality. Moving on to body products now. One product that I've used the whole year and that I think this must be like the 9th time I've repurchased it is the Mediterranean Sea Salt Scrub from The Body Shop. I've tried so many other scrubs this year trying to replace this one because it is pretty pricey. I think it's £22 and I go through it in about kind of 3 weeks. It is pretty pricey, but I have to say I found nothing like it. It's such a good product. I think I featured it as my favorites last year because I just love it so much. It's kind of quite granulated, so it does kind of feel like you're rubbing your skin, but it has like shea butter and stuff, so it's so moisturizing on the skin. I think it leaves it so smooth yet so moisturized. It's like a scrub that I've never tried before. It's quite thick as well, so it's really easy to kind of massage it into your skin. It doesn't kind of slip and slide all over, and I can really tell the difference. Like once I've used this, I can definitely see that my skin's more glowing, it feels softer, and it smells amazing, just like all Body Shop products. Another body product I've discovered pretty recently is the Perfect Legs Skin Miracle. This one is great. My skin is kind of quite yellow, especially on my legs, and this one just gives you like an instant sort of tan and glow. It blurs over imperfections, it really hydrates your skin. It has vitamin C, E, and A, so it's really, really nourishing on the skin. It just gives you a really beautiful glow as well, and it just gives you a really nice hint of color, but it's like a serum, so it's so easy to blend out. You don't need kind of a mitt, you don't need to do kind of any special tanning procedure. It just comes off in the shower, it doesn't stain your clothes, and it doesn't have a weird smell to it, and literally I just blend it in like a moisturizer. It blends in seconds. It's not too thick or anything, so it doesn't kind of look streaky, and it's just such a great product to like instantly lift your skin, especially if you're going to be wearing like a dress and you've got bare legs. Finally, for hair products, this shampoo has been a real favorite this year. It's the Joico Color Balance shampoo in the blue shade, and this one is specially made for brunettes who have highlighted their hair and have gone a bit lighter like me. My hair has a lot of red undertones, so it tends to go brassy really, really quickly, and I find that with this shampoo I've managed to keep it looking fresher for longer, a long time. Before I was using this, I was actually toning my hair kind of every 6 weeks, and now I can literally go kind of 9 to 12 weeks without toning my hair and the color still looks really fresh. Another product I've discovered this year is this Schwarzkopf Repair Rescue, and this was recommended by the lovely JASMINA, who colors my hair, and this is a great kind of leave-in conditioner. You just put this on the kind of mid-lengths and ends of your hair, and it stops it from breaking and from getting split ends. It smells really, really beautiful. It doesn't weigh your hair down at all. I've used this in my hair routine. I'll link that video on the screen now if you haven't watched it, but basically it doesn't kind of wear your hair down at all or anything, but it just leaves it kind of very nourished. I find that my hair is really, really in a very good condition ever since I've started to use this. It's a very light cream and it goes a long way because you just need very, very little product. And my final product for this year, which I think I mentioned in my last year's favorites as well, is this Living Proof Mask Treatment. I've not found a better mask than this for my hair. It is so good. It doesn't weigh my hair down, but it just leaves it in such a beautiful condition. It doesn't make it greasy or oily. I just use it kind of mid-lengths and ends, but it just leaves my hair in such good condition. It really moisturizes my hair. I have it colored and it just feels soft even though, you know, the ends have been bleached. So it's a great, great product and I love the stuff from Living Proof. So that's it from me, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. This was quite a lengthy video, a lot of products to get through, but I hope it was helpful. Do let me know what you have loved this 2017, and I will see you in my next video very, very soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!